So thanks for joining us, Frédéric.
Thanks for having me.
Could we begin? I would like to ask you, what inspired you to build the AlphaVerse, first of all?
Look, first and foremost, we wanted to create an experience where it would not be one single experience. What I mean by this is if you take, and I've done a lot of virtual worlds. If you take a virtual world, usually it's the same experience from one end to the other, because you have to be able to take your avatar on the one end and bring it to the other end of the world, right? So it always has to be the same. Otherwise, it would look very weird. So that was the first thing we wanted to do, which is to offer a set for a unique blend of experiences. So if you look at AlphaVerse, you have the hub, right? And in the hub, you have the best of all the experiences. But then if you want to have a game about, roller coasters, if you want to have a very specific world about music, then you leave the hub and you teleport yourself into another, so we say universe, which is connected. So it is seamless, right? You don't need to have another account. But what is very important is that by doing so, we can offer a very different experience in this world about music. It doesn't have to be the same game engine. It doesn't have to be the same look and feel, okay? So it's very, very important to be able to offer a diversity. So in the hub, we have, which is the main connecting place, you have, the best of the experience. You have music, you have a series of districts, music, TV, sports, esports, football, everything, right? But this is really, just like an airport. You have to be able to take a plane and go to another destination. And the other difference is that when we do this, we can connect not only the worlds that we are developing, but we can also connect third-party worlds. So if you look at all the announcements that we have made, we're connecting a new world by Chain Games, and there's more coming. So we can connect basically to any metaverse here on the planet.
Absolutely. And on that note, so this is a universe connecting universes into one large universe. So what would you say makes it distinct from other platforms such as the Sandbox or Decentraland that we've seen so far?
Two main differences. One, our look and feel can be different. And I think you see, if you want to play a fantasy game, right, you want to have a certain look and feel in the game. If you want to play a war game, you want to have a different look and feel. If you want to play a futuristic game, you want to have a different look and feel. So we are able to offer that because, again, these are slightly different universes. We are all connected, but there's a kind of, so to say, bridge between all of them. So that's the difference. We do not offer the same experience everywhere. And the same, and it's also true if you want in terms of engine, right? You have Unity is the one we're using for the hub, but frankly, we're going to be using Unreal for certain other experiences just because Unreal is best suited for certain types of games.
Yes, very interesting. Okay, so there will be some experiences which are built on the Unreal Engine as well.
Yeah, we are connecting some.
Excellent. And right now, you're actually working with, is it called Qtopia? Qtopia is this a third-party platform, or is it one that you're building in-house?
It's one we're building in-house with the help of a lot of people, but this is the one we're building in-house.
Yeah, and how do you think AlphaVerse can empower the LGBT community and succeed where other platforms have failed?
I think the main reason, and it's true for this community, but it's true for any other community, it could be a charity program, could be education. The main tool is that we are letting people upload content into the metaverse. What I mean by this is, if you have, these days everything is audiovisual, right? So if you have content on YouTube, you can stream it into our world. So you can build your communities around your content. We're giving you access to billboards, video players, so we call them billboards. And then you can basically create an arena. You can have 20 billboards and you can stream your content on these billboards. So you can gather your community and then you can engage with this community on the blockchain. You can sell them NFT collections, you can raise crypto. you have the tools to engage. So we are giving the tools.
Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned billboards. What exactly are billboards, Frédéric?
So basically, it's a video player. You can let's say you have content available on YouTube, on Twitch, for instance. You can stream it into our world. So let's say I'm a football club and I want to create a house of supporters in the metaverse. You can just come to AlphaVerse. You create a house. We're allowed to do it. You can have video players, so some big billboards in your world, and you can basically stream the content that is already on YouTube or Twitch. It makes it easier to gather your fan, and then you can engage, sell them NFTs. But this is a place where they're going to come just to view the latest content, right? And then you can organize the content. There are many things that you can do.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. And you touched upon the Unity engine being the foundation of the hub. And why do you think this is important or significant for the user experience in AlphaVerse?
I've done video games for quite some time. I've done games with what we call proprietary engine, right? Engines that have been developed by the developer itself. And the reality is that on the long run, it's always better to use an engine that is widely available, in the sense that you always take advantage of the new upgrades, what's going on with these engines. You're sure that there's support. So it's important these days, I think, not to go with a proprietary engine, something that is unique, something that only a few guys know to make it work. It's not good. So this is why we've selected Unity. But as I've said, some games are better on Unreal, right? Currently, the version is Unreal 5. So we are basically, just like we are platform agnostic, we can be any blockchain. We are also, game engine agnostic. As long as it works and gives a great experience, we're all for it.
Absolutely. Okay, so with regards to your metaverse being a browser-based experience, why have you focused on the browser and not made it support mobile devices at the present moment?
It's just a question of time. What we want is a good experience initially. And it was easier, I think, to have a good experience using a laptop. But at the end of the day, what we have on the roadmap is that we're going to have the mobile as a companion app. There will be, a few activities, just like checking messages that can be on the mobile. Down the road, you see what's going to happen is that if you look at our mobiles today, they are more powerful than the laptops we had, in 2005, 2007, if I remember the last article I read about that. So down the road, there will be only one type of devices, because I think there's going to be a merger of the laptops and mobiles. But for the moment, it was easier for us to start with a laptop, especially for everything that comes to testing, minimum specs. It's better, but it's going to change down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. And moving on to your third-party platforms, the third-party platforms which you are selecting for your ecosystem. So what is the criteria that you're looking at when you're incorporating these platforms? And is there any exciting third-party platforms which you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so yeah, we call them, games, because it's basically we are connecting great games to the AlphaVerse. So we have a few criteria, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the team. Do we know the team? Are we sure that they're going to deliver? And also, is this an experience that is not already available, right, in AlphaVerse? So for me, these are the two important criteria: the team, their long-term commitment, their roadmap, and then making sure that we do not end up with like 20 different identical games connected to our platform, because people would not really understand. But I think diversity is good. So I think that as soon as we have 2 or 3 different games, but that are kind of addressing the main genre, we'll say, okay, you know what, we think that we have enough, and we'll just move on to the next type of experience. It's But it's really on the case-by-case basis. As long as the team is good, the roadmap is good, and as long as we are convinced that they can deliver something, it's okay. The one thing that everyone has to understand is that when it's a third-party world, we can connect, right? So we can make the connection, we can deal, we can help. But if it's a third-party world, we are not in charge, right? So it's sometimes difficult because this is why I think this is going to be more and more important, making sure that the team who runs the third-party game can deliver. People understand that, okay, this is AlphaVerse, but at the end of the day, this is more first and foremost this third-party team. But ultimately, we will need to, I think, have to be able to basically take control if something hits the fan, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. But
for sure.
It's always a problem. It's been the problem with games because it's very difficult, and sometimes it's impossible to predict when the game is going to be delivered. If you look at all the video game companies, I mean, I don't know any company who has not postponed a game once.
Yes, absolutely. And you talk about gaming, and you have a lot of experience in the gaming world. So how will you use this experience? How will you utilize this experience to shape the AlphaVerse? And I guess it's going to be very gaming focused, right?
Yeah. So I'm using this experience in the sense that we don't want to be just about gaming, right? I think at the end of the day, gaming is going to be important, that's for sure. At the same time, it's going to be more about creating communities. So to be around gaming, but it will be also around music, around everything that's digital content, right? Music, videos, sports, in the sense that not playing sports in the metaverse, no, but having a community around sports, around a club, around an athlete. So I think this is, for me, the most important, giving the tools so people can create their communities.
Yes, absolutely. And I did notice that you opened up the AlphaVerse for your first kind of test launch in September to maybe 100 users. Was that correct?
No, more than that. More than that. I don't have the exact stats with me, but we had more than 100.
Okay.
So,
how was the feedback?
The feedback was great. I think at the end of the day, look, of course, there were a few bugs. If you want me to start with the downside, of course, there were a few bugs because there are always bugs in video games.
Yeah.
But they were manageable, and it was important for us to be able to do that testing. But I think the most important for us was the feedback also on using the videos, how to create your community using content that is already up there. And it was very interesting because some people got it and some people were initially confused. Why do I need to upload, my videos? How is this going to help me? But once we explain, what we are trying to achieve, and I'll give you one example, I think they really understood. So the example, the very simple example is that if you're a young, and not necessarily young, by the way, if you're an upcoming artist or if you're trying to make it to the music world, with our system, you can, and I'm assuming because you're an artist, you already have some of your songs, some of your creations on YouTube. You can easily buy a house, buy an arena, take something in the AlphaVerse, and then you can stream in the AlphaVerse the content that is already available on YouTube. And then you have people coming to see you. They come to you in 3D, right, in the virtual world, so you can really engage with them, which today is impossible if you have just a visitor on your YouTube page, right? So I think that's the main difference. Think about if you visit like 20 Twitch accounts or 20 different YouTube pages, you cannot talk to the creator. Here with the AlphaVerse, what we are doing is that we let you stream. It's really the content coming from YouTube or Twitch. But then you can, in this arena, if you are here as a creator, you can meet people who are really looking at your creation, at your videos, at your content. And based on that, you can engage with them, right? You can form your community, ask them to join your community house, do things with you, raise money if you want. You just have to put on the billboard a video that says, "Hey, if you want to help me, this is how you can do it." So that's the big difference.
Hmm.
It's
That's
like
live.
porting. It's like porting YouTube and Twitch on 3D into a 3D world.
Right, right. Nice. And what can we expect from the AlphaVerse in the coming months, Frédéric?
So top priority for us, give me just a second, I'm just saying hi to somebody. Not tell you. Sorry. No, I'm just giving an interview. My friend. No, so what we have a big focus, which is on the one end, music, right? Because I believe that the big categories in the metaverse are initially going to be games, of course, music, and then the third category is going to be sport, right? Sport. So, and of course, sports being football. So you should expect, I'm not going to break some news on this call, but you should expect some move from us in the football, so to say, ecosystem, the European football, not American football, but European football.
Yeah. Okay, that's a nice little teaser to keep us
yeah, but you
interested.
see, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because as a club, you can create a house of supporters. As of fans, as a fan, you can create a community around that team, around that player, around that special event, because you already have the content, right? So you should expect some moves from us in the football, European football, or I mean non-American football or soccer ecosystem.
Fantastic. Especially as a football player myself, I'll be very intrigued to see what happens there. Yeah.
Where do you play? Which position? Which club?
I'm a centre forward. So, I am an Alan Shearer, if you will.
Okay. Alan Shearer. Okay, yeah. You'll be Alan Shearer in the metaverse. So we see. We might do. In fact, I'm in contact with his agent, but we'll see. Let's see.
Sounds good. I've just got one more question for you, Frédéric.
He was a great player. I really liked him. I saw him in 1998, right? In France.
Yeah, I've always just wanted to play like him, really. They don't really make them like Alan Shearer much anymore, do they?
Well, we'll sell you his, if I'm able to make any jersey, I'll try to sell. Well, we'll sell one to you and we'll try to have him signed.
Amazing. All right, thanks, Frédéric. I've just got one more question for you, actually. And I would like to know, what do you see being a catalyst for mass adoption of the metaverse and NFT games?
I think the main catalyst will be, and I hope it's going to work because at least this is the one that we are using. We make it easy for people to join the metaverse, and we make it easy by saying and applying the following rule: you do not need cryptos, you do not need a wallet. You can visit the world. After that, if you want to engage, yes, you will need some crypto, you will need some wallet, but you can enjoy some of the experience by just creating an account and joining the metaverse. It's easy. You don't need crypto. You don't need a wallet. So especially in football, for instance, we're just going to create some experiences around football. But the most important thing for us would be that we will make sure that you can join. Let's say I create a world, right, around football. Let's say I create a small world about a club, right? I think what you want to be able to do is first say, you know what? I'm not going to download a wallet. I'm not going to buy some cryptos just to see what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So I want to be able first to join and be able to see, what it is. Let's say I do a world about Newcastle, for instance, right? You would want to join, and you don't want to have a wallet. You don't need to be forced to buy a crypto to be able to join. You want to be able to visit the Newcastle world, see if Alan Shearer is there, and if he's there, you're going to stay, or maybe you're going to stay in Newcastle.
That's my hometown. It's my hometown, and I can say that football is a religion.
I I could guess because, you know, we all know Shearer was Newcastle. I mean, mainly. No, but you see, what, for instance, the experience is so that you better understand. Let's say you want to, let me give you an example, what you can do with the AlphaVerse of the record. So at least maybe you'd say you write whatever you want to write.
Yeah.
You can join the AlphaVerse, right? You can say, guys, I'm a huge fan of Newcastle. I want to create the biggest house of supporters, of fans of Newcastle United, right? So what you do, you come to the website. When it opens, you're going to have the 3D football 3.0, right? You say, okay, guys, now I'm buying this house. It's just going to be cheap, but we'll give you one if you want. You take the house. It's called a community house. At the ground floor, you have 4 video players. So you just have to stream content about Newcastle using these video players. So as long as the content is on Twitch or YouTube, I think John Marcelo, head of games, is adding to TikTok soon. But as long as the content is on YouTube, right, or Twitch, you can stream it. So you can create your house. You have 5 video players, 5 huge billboards in the main section, right? And then to form your community, how you do it, you tell people, guys, if you want to help me, knowing that a portion of the money is going to Newcastle United because we'll find a way to give them the money, you can sell them flats on level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, okay? So they join your community by just buying a flat, which they can decorate. And why are they going to buy a flat in your house? Because on the main floor, you're going to have 2 sections. You're going to have 2 rooms. One is going to be a big room, a main one with that everyone can access. Yeah. Then you're going to have a VIP section.
Yeah.
And only the guys who have a flat in your house are going to be able to access the VIP section. Why do I want to access the VIP section? Because you're going to organize your content so that in the VIP section, you have some more exclusive content, or you just have the content available 1 hour before going into the main room, okay? If you want to know, you follow Newcastle, if you manage a way to have, you know, the lineup for the game, maybe you have it 30 minutes, 1 hour before the other guys, or you manage to have a nice interview. I can tell you, okay, I'm not a big fan of Newcastle because it doesn't relate to me, but there are clubs, there's one club in France, if I can have the lineup 1 hour before anyone else has it, I'll do whatever I can to join that VIP room. So I will buy a flat with you, and I will just make sure I stay on top of it. And then I know I'm going to meet people who love Newcastle in your house. And then maybe I'm going to meet them outside and you're going to do stuff. And you'll be able to, if you want to make money, you'll be able to create your collection of own NFTs about Newcastle, the photos of you or the fans with Shearer. Maybe you could create an NFT collection with all the selfies of people with Alan Shearer. So you love Alan Shearer, you want all the photos of Shearer. I don't know, you see. But that's how we do it. And I think with this, I hope I'm able to illustrate what is important, what you can do in the metaverse. And maybe you don't have the time to create the house, but I can tell you, if you have a buddy of yours who has created that house, who has content 30 minutes before everybody else, you will just make whatever you have to do to join the VIP content, the VIP room. That's it.
Especially if you're a hardcore fan.
Yes, but you see, that's my point. I think we are all hardcore fans of something. Okay, here we're talking football, but I can give you the same with a foundation. If I want to support a foundation, I want to be in the VIP section because I want to have access to the founders. If I love U2 as a band, I want to be in the VIP section because I want to have access to interviews before anybody else. I want to participate in raffles, things like this. Well, there's always something that you can do. So back to my conclusion now is more, we're giving the tools so that you can do it. And if you think about it for, 5, 10 minutes or even an hour, you will see that you have many, many areas of business, many, many areas of entertainment, of fashion, of cultural things that basically are going to take advantage of the metaverse. Sometimes you don't need the blockchain, but yeah, I think with the NFTs, with the flats, because the flat is basically the recognition that your entry point is your badge to the VIP section. This is going to work, and that's what we are doing. So you understand now why we want to be very broad, and we want to be able to give the best experience. Right?
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. No,
can I ask you one more question, Frédéric, about sustainability? Because actually this is something we're really interested in, because we haven't seen it from any other platform before, actually pushing the idea of sustainability. And I noticed that you have a third-party platform called Horyou. Is this on the cards? Will you have a platform dedicated to sustainability?
Exactly. So it's a platform. It's a universe that we are developing ourselves, right? So the point is for us the following. Again, now replace Newcastle by 1,000 foundations working on the fight against climate change. So we're going to have an arena. Basically, it's maybe Thomas and Margot, you should give a demo, or show our friend a video, right, of what is going on. But what you do, you take there's an arena with hopefully 1,000, 2,000 different associations. And again, instead of jumping from one YouTube page to another YouTube page, or from one website to another website, here you just walk into this huge mall, right? And you're going to have 1,000 different booths. And when you enter each booth, of course, there's a logo on at the entrance. But when you enter each booth, inside you have all these videos, street players, all these billboards, and you can see what each association is doing in like the blink of an eye. And then you can meet, so to say, people in the 3D world. You can give them crypto money. But there's going to be an arena dedicated to this. And on top of it, so this is not announced yet. I think talk to Thomas and Margot, and you'll find a way to put it in your article or wherever. But we're going to also donate a certain percentage of our turnover to associations that are just fighting the climate change. So this is going to be announced, I think, in the next 2 weeks, right, Thomas, Margot?
Yeah.
Don't remember.
Yeah, we have a meeting with them tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's an agreement in principle. Well, on top of it, not only we are giving them the tools, so we're going to have as many associations as possible in this world, but we're also going to donate a percentage of our turnover of Horyou AlphaVerse to all these associations. It's going to be 2%.
Yes. And that's a very powerful thing, I think, because you mentioned it's like a mall, and it's like a mall dedicated to sustainability. Yeah. And I think it's something which most people in the world are interested in now, but maybe don't know how to approach it, if you know what I mean. So that is a very powerful.
Yeah, the idea is to have like a huge arena, a mall, however you want to call it. I think you should, Thomas and Margot, maybe give a friend like a short, show him the video that I always use, where, and you'd see, you would understand. Sure. You have all these, you have this arena, this big mall. Think about a mall, and then you have, it's endless, because a door can be just a door opening to a corridor with 10 million booths. It's not really difficult. So you'd see an arena with a lot of these associations. So I think personally, I think it's, and I will stop here, but personally, I think it's more important to, and it's more, so it's convenient for me just to walk in the virtual world and go from booth to booth, boom, 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 be able to talk to avatars of players in 3D, rather than just to go from one website to another website to another website. I think it's better, and I'm going to have a better experience being able to talk to people and see what's new. So let's see what we are trying to do now.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the chat, Frédéric, and have a wonderful day. I hope we get to chat again in the future.
Sure, and all the best for this weekend's game.
Yeah, things are going well at the moment.
Yeah, I know, but it's good. It's good. It's funny because it's in the UK, it's always like we have like some teams that kind of, not disappear, but they're like in the bag, on the back burner, and then all of a sudden, whoa, they just come back at the forefront. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Newcastle fan for sure.
Thanks for the time.
Cheers, Frédéric. Much appreciated.
Cheers,